theme song. It's John Beaudin with Shannon Edwards. Welcome to Friday Night Live. It's Rock History Music. Someone was listening to our podcast, by the way. Go into the description of our videos and you'll find our podcast. And someone had mentioned that you don't introduce yourselves in the beginning.
Oops.
Well, that's just the type of program we have around here.
Keep you guessing.
Maybe we don't need an introduction. Yeah, we need an introduction. Yeah, we pretty much do. Friday Night Live, welcome. I always get into this stuff really late and going, go ahead, sorry.
I hope everybody had a good week.
Yeah, it seems like every freaking week we get on here and the world's topsy-turvy. It's a little crazy over here. We're going, so are we going to get bombed today? Not that we really have a serious problem with that because we really don't, but we feel for the Ukrainian people. It's a terrible thing what they're going through, but here we are, Friday Night Live.
Well, hi, Spacey. Good evening.
Hey, thank you for joining us. This is better lighting.
It is.
Huh?
Feels pretty good.
Sometimes we're worried about lighting and we're worried about our sound quality and there we go. Let me put these up. Yeah. And we're just sitting. Shannon just sits down. She just came in at the very last moment. I remember there's a gentleman, what's his name? It'll come to me. At the Jazz Awards. Oh, God. I can't believe I'm embarrassed that I forgot his name. It'll come to me. And at we were presenting together at the awards in this pretty nice arena or auditorium in Toronto. And he just came in the last minute. I'm going, okay, sure. But, he does this. Hey, Dwayne, greetings from Edmonton.
Yes. Hi, Kim. Hi, Brandon. Oh, watching from Ride, Australia.
You can actually use that. And you can use this in case something, somebody's a little kooky. So you could use that one better. It's bigger anyway, right?
It keeps it back a bit.
Yeah.
Hi, Ronnie from Tennessee. Hello, Stephen Chase. Good evening from Chatham.
Oh, cool.
I feel bad for the refugees. Yeah.
I think a lot of us do. It's just crazy. Just imagine, because these are people, even though they don't necessarily have as much as North Americans do on some levels, some have more. But just imagine waking up and all of a sudden, you're having to pack a suitcase and you're having to choose what's important, right? And we don't want to, we don't get political on this show as we've said over and over again, but we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that. And it's, so let me just adjust this a little bit. My phone, I have a flap phone, a little thing with the credit cards. So basically it's flipped in backwards on top of this monitor. When I do my live feeds, that's basically how I do them. So it's kooky. It's just the budget we have. Not a lot of budget around here.
Elf Tone said, greetings from Milwaukee. Hello, Stephen.
Hey, Baton Rouge.
And we've got Gennaro. Hey, any news about Lucy Thomas? Did you have a chance to listen yet? Oh, you didn't. Greg, hi. Sorry. Oh, Shanny Poo. Hey, that good one, Greg. Glenn, hello from Baton Rouge.
We call her Shanny Poo Head.
That's what we call her. Brandon said, I checked out the Marillion albums, and unfortunately not a big fan of the post-Fish albums. I really dig the first 4 albums, plus a couple of Fish's solo albums.
Fish had people will go around saying Fish tried to sound like Peter Gabriel. And on some levels, I can see where he was in that pocket. Heck, there's a lot of bands that have people that sound like other people, whether they're trying to sound like them or not. And I never found that, particularly with those first 4 albums. But they did what Genesis did. They'd have a flowery song on here or there. I'll go back to what I said last week. I love the new album. I just love it. And today's the 4th. Is it out today or tomorrow? It might be out tomorrow. I think it's out tomorrow.
Gennaro saying, how is Danica? Danica is doing well. Thank you.
So much so that we've left the door open.
Oh.
And that's okay. That's okay. But sometimes
we're in a quiet little studio here, and sometimes we shut the door because the dog comes in, and we always have traffic. We're in a small little corner in the basement in our house, in our walkout basement, and this
is like a size
peaceful in here.
What would you say? This is the size of like a walk-in closet.
A
big walk-in closet.
Big walk-in closet.
Yeah, because we have a big CD. You guys see that when I do my when I do the interviews. And if Danica's being very vocal, because she stims a lot, she's very vocal. I'm just on the other side of this, but there's a wall right there, and then there's a closet where I put all my stuff.
When we moved into this house last August, I was thinking, what are we going to do with this one room? I thought maybe we could open it up and bring it into the other room. And then John's like, no, this is perfect. It's a perfect space
look
for
who's
me to
there.
do my work.
Hi. She wanted me to take there's a guest bedroom at the end of the hall. And look at this guy, just got a haircut today. How's it going? Look at this guy. He's wearing his little thing when we take him off for a walk. Yeah. Look, he can see himself.
What do we always say? Best dog ever.
He is a nice dog. Barks a little. We have a picture window in the front of our house, and he
just likes to let us know that someone's walking
near.
by.
Yeah.
And gets extra excited when someone's walking by with a hat on. So that's a lot more.
So we should be saying.
Calvin says, "Good evening, Shanny Poo." Steve says, "Gary Brooker, R.I.P. We still are tripping the light.
Of course.
Fandango."
Yeah.
Douglas says, "Hi guys from Ohio." And John Adams, "Hi from Connecticut. You guys are awesome." Hi, John.
Thank you.
Gennaro says there's an ABC News report tonight at 8 o'clock with David Muir on the war in Ukraine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's 8 here, our time, by the way. I never say that enough. We're on the East Coast. We're on Atlantic time. So it's we come on at 8 p.m. our time. That's one of the reasons. Look, are you okay? You need something?
Brandon says, also, I know you're a fan of Peter Gabriel for Security, and it turns 40 this September. It's my favorite, along with us in his discography.
Yeah, I hate to go with the crowd, but Security is a big one, but So is also one of my favorites. I was just thinking about, there was a song that came on, I forget who it was, that I played on my radio show, which I do on this monitor. I record my radio show, by the way, with this. You think, what? Like a major market Vancouver radio show. I recorded with this, and the sound quality with this is amazing. So I just put this on, and I do my show like a sportscaster.
I don't think it matters what kind of equipment you have. It's just what actually comes out of.
Oh, that was a nice compliment.
Fraser J, I love you guys. Just so genuine and what makes YouTube so great. Thanks.
It's nice to come on live once a week and just talk about whatever you want to talk about, or just to say hi,
And Sidekickster says, I'm subscribed to channel, but this is the first time being live with you. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
James says, happy Friday, Shannon, John. Hope everyone's doing well. We are. We're doing very well.
Our son just got a job at Costco. Now that makes my eldest daughter, my eldest child, Candace, has been working at Costco for how long now?
Oh, probably 6-7 months.
Yeah, and she's working to get up with the company, and we're Costco fanatics, and
we love Costco, and we live 5 minutes away from Costco.
We live 5 minutes away from Costco.
And no, it wasn't planned that way, but it's quite convenient.
Was it?
It was not planned.
So this is Chase, who does all our video editing. He now will do most of the interview editing because I don't like listening to him. I don't like watching myself do interviews. So once I've done it, I don't go back and watch my videos. I can't do that. I'd go, who's that dork? So he does a lot of that.
Sidekickster says, just saw Chicago on Wednesday again. They're celebrating 55 years, and wow, they totally sound amazing.
Yeah, I think they sound really, really good. But I'm glad you joined us for the first time. I appreciate that.
Greg says, we have a Genesis Facebook group, and we share all of the recent Steve Hackett interview segments you've posted.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
What's the name of the group? So people...
yes, Greg, what's the Genesis Facebook group?
Will they let you put a link on here? Will they let you... I don't know. I've never come on live with someone. I think I have once. I forget. I don't know if you can put a link, put a link.
Mm-hmm. Fraser saying John's got no fancy shirts, so the dog is taking the limelight this week. Yes,
I didn't think of it. I didn't really think of it. We were out all day. Shannon will wake up in the morning, and the second I'll wake up, because sometimes I'll sleep a little later, and she it used to be the other way around. Now I used to wake up at 5, and she'll come at me every morning with, and then I said, honey, I haven't had my. It's like
just
that commercial.
So you know, you're doing this, and this by noon.
Yeah, she likes to remind me of, like, I got me haircut this week. She said, John, you're looking a little scraggly. I'm like, yes, dear, no problem. So
Jeanette says, hello, everyone.
Hey, Jeanette. And then Gennaro.
He says, have you ever heard about J.B. and the Playboys, whose only one big hit I know, which is called My Delight?
I probably know it because that sounds familiar, but no, not offhand. Oh, I got to move my mouse here so you can read that. Dr. Insomnia.
It's the cosmic plan. Embrace it. Oh, Jeanette says, hey, nice haircut.
James Bashir, like Costco, none around me. We've always lived in me. This is the smallest place since Shannon and I met in Vancouver in 97. Then we moved to Calgary, and now we're here, and this is the smallest place we have lived together. Because we live in Moncton now in southeastern New Brunswick, right on the coast.
And I originally came from a small place in BC, in the interior of BC. And
Penticton.
It was quite a bit smaller than this, probably less than half the size. So.
Is it Penticton?
Yeah.
Really?
It's about 35,000, I think, now.
Oh, okay.
Greg says, I copied and pasted it, so hopefully it goes through. Thanks, Greg.
It hasn't come through yet. What's the name of the page, though? Let us know the name of the Genesis page. So, am I a member, or did you send me a link? A few people, everyone's sending me Facebook pages all the time. So, but if it's a Genesis one, oh, that's not the Last Domino page, is it? Yeah, what's it called? Is it the Last Domino? Because I think I got an invite to that. And Greg, are we friends on Facebook? Because I think the person who sent me that invite, we're friends. I have like 4,000 something friends. It's hard to keep track. So there you go. I'm looking all tired. You're looking all fresh as usual.
RJ Jen, good evening.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
We're just taking any questions or if anything you want to share. I'm glad that I decided to plug in the microphone just for the heck of it today. Some guy came on and well-deserved. He says, you're doing a live feed. You're talking about something going on. You're going, oh, I got to plug in my microphone. He says, come on, get it together. I'm going, I don't know. I'm not high on ceremony. Hi, you okay?
Showstopper Rob says, good evening, Shannon, John. Let's talk rock. Okay, let's talk about it. Lots of concerts will be canceled because the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
No one likes to go into trouble.
No.
Yeah.
And you want to... Oh, okay, Greg says Genesis, and then what?
Genesis, and then there was this band is the group. And I sent you a friend request some time ago.
Okay. Oh, I can't. I was going to go, let me click on and be friends, but we're using the camera in my phone right now to do this. People sometimes ask, oh, what do I need to do Facebook? I'm going, you need nothing. Or YouTube, rather. You need nothing. You have a phone. Everyone has a phone. Pretty much nobody has a flip phone anymore. Okay, I'm sure a few of them will say they do. But you don't need anything. If anything, buy a good mic. Buy one of those, what's the name of the Yeti Blue? Get a Yeti Blue mic. And there's even cheaper ones than that now. And just do your thing. Or get a mic that fits. Yeti Blue doesn't work with a phone. They might have new ones that do, though.
Gennaro says Charlotte Cardin has more nominations than Justin Bieber in the 2022 Juno Awards. Have you ever heard of her?
Yes. I almost did a thing on the Junos for our Canadian channel. I don't like covering award shows. And I hate to sound selfish, but when you can let him down. He seems like he's uncomfortable. When I do, you work for 3 hours to basically get 100 hits. Because a lot of, I think, this audience doesn't cover that kind of stuff. The Canadian channel doesn't do well enough. We want it to come back up.
Yes.
The Canadian channel doesn't do well enough for me to do something like that. But I almost did one this year for the Juno Awards. I was a judge for the Juno Awards 2 years. I thought it was 3, but I'm pretty sure I've only found, they'll send you a really nice program book and your name's in it and everything as a judge. So that was really, really nice to be a judge at the Canadian version of the Grammys. And, well, hello.
Brandon says Genesis is still going ahead with their European tour.
Yes. Yeah.
Spacey says, I know what would make a great topic. Name a classic rock song that borders on being prog.
Oh, there we go. I think he wants to, I think he wants to be on TV.
Oh, my.
Look at this guy. And what kind of dog is this, Shannon?
It's a cockapoo-poo. It's 3/4 poodle and 1/4 cocker spaniel, and he's just so sweet.
He's very, but he's skittish. When we found him, he was with his brothers and sisters, and they were just beating him up. They were just picking on him left, right, and center. So he was like the runt of the litter or something. And look at his face. Look at that face.
So let's backtrack around. How about you name a classic rock song that borders on being prog that you can think of? Can you think of one?
Offhand, I don't know. I'm terrible when it comes to stuff like that. Any suggestions? Let me think.
Pookie says, "Hey John, question. Did you see Ian Anderson make a quick live upload regarding Ukraine?"
I saw the headline of him talking about, I guess he had shows he had to cancel, but no, I didn't go into it. I tend not to do that when I've interviewed the person. It's so weird that I do that. A lot of the times when I'm going, especially with Ian, I've interviewed him 5 or 6 times, and
Brandon says, "Lastly, thanks to your page, you've helped introduce me to bands, albums I wouldn't even think to go near, like Toto, Level 42, and LRB. Take care and see you next week."
hey, thanks, Brandon.
Fine, thank you. Norm says, "Greetings to both of you from Albuquerque, New Mexico. John, have you interviewed the late Michael Stanley?"
No, I did a thing on him when he passed. And Michael Stanley was one of those artists that was known in some spots, but he had splotches of I can't hold him anymore. I'm getting old. Because I'm lifting him up like this, so I'm going, oh yeah. But yeah, I know I never had a chance to. I have a few colleagues who did. Oh, Brandon Steele, Abracadabra, Steve Miller. You think that? Side. Oh, we've already. Have you read that one?
No. Sidekick Steer. I'm an absolute music fanatic. I've had many musicians over the years tell me I understand music so much more than most women, LOL. Please ask me all the time. People ask me all the time how I know lyrics music so much so far back.
Some people are like that. I used to. Shannon, when she was in New Home Sales, would never forget a client's name if they came in. Hello, what are you doing here?
Spacey says Supertramp, Fool's Overture.
But Supertramp to some people was prog, and other people argue. This is one of those bands that people argue about whether they were. I think they were prog. Supertramp's one of those bands on first listen, not the debut Supertramp or Indelibly Stamped that we used to call it the Beep album, Boobies.
Argent, Hold Your Head Up.
Yeah, that's a great one. But some of the Argent stuff could be classified, Rod Argent stuff, as prog. When I talked to both Colin and Rod last year, probably over a year ago, Colin Blunstone basically said that they go through every vocal part piece by piece. And Colin didn't mind that because he looks at Rod Argent as being a genius, and he is. So
Dale says, "Hey, what mic and preamp are you using for your videos? Your videos sound excellent."
I have a Focusrite. This is a Electro Voice microphone. It's a radio station microphone. I'll just burn up. You're going to hear it. This is what most radio stations, unless it's a high-end radio stations, use as a microphone. I forget what the name. It's right there. RE20, I think. Okay, I'm just going to move it for a second. Can you see that?
It's an RE20.
Yeah, I thought it was RE20. So, and it's a really, really good mic. It's a $500 microphone, but a lot of radio stations will use that microphone. So I use that, but I also, when I'm doing the interviews, use a Yeti Blue microphone. You can't see it. I have my MacBook on top of a ammunition World War II metal box that I got from her dad. Like, it's both this big, and you'd think it'd be worth something. It's worth nothing. Basically, it's worth $20, but I like it, and I think it's kind of cool. And so I have one of those eating coffee, those little tables where you eat in front of the TV. I have a wooden one now. They sell them at Winners and stuff. I have the ammunition box on top, and then my MacBook on top of that. And on the edge of the little table, I have.
So it's like a 3-tier system.
It is a 3-tier system. She comes down, and I'll have both of my lights. I'll have, those circular lights you can buy everywhere now. I have one right here. It's just slightly out of focus because I have like holes in my head, and because I'm getting older. I'm 62. So I have another one. You don't have any of those. But So that's kind of how I do it. And the Yeti Blues, you can plug those right into a computer, and it overrides automatically. It's a plug and play thing. The microphone on a PC or the microphone on a MacBook. So immediately, and then when you go into Zoom, the protocol's the same way. So that's how I do it.
Surfer Boy says, hello, John and Shannon from
Hey.
Boston. Hi. David says, first Supertramp album was Prague, as were the first two Ambrosia albums.
I don't know if I'd look at the first Supertramp album as prog. The self-titled Supertramp album. I mean, on the second one, remember there was like that rockish song, and I've mentioned it many times, called Potter. My name is Potter. Hi there. It's such a great. Listen to it if you have any streaming service. Listen to Potter by Supertramp. Second album, like I said, indelibly stamped. There were just the Ambrosia. I interviewed Burley Drummond, their drummer, and we talked about that. I've never released the interview because I lost it for a while, and I just found it recently. And Burley's a really talented, and his wife's in Ambrosia now too. David Pack's long gone, but not long gone, but he's not in the band. John 62. Wow.
If I look like you at 62, I'd be very, very happy indeed. I'm speechless.
Marry a wife that's 11 years younger than you, and she'll keep you in good shape. I tell you, this woman, I always say this story. When I met Shannon, how old you were? 97. I was
26.
I was 37. So her parents, I met them shortly after I met her. They immediately thought, oh, guy's been divorced, got two kids. He's going to take over our daughter.
And at first I'm thinking, guy's been divorced, he has two kids. What?
I'd not been single for 5 years, but I'd not really gotten a real serious girlfriend since a bad breakup 5 years before. So I was really happy being single, doing workshops all the time. I had, a pretty good amount of money in the bank at the time. I wish I could say that now, but I did. And so I didn't want a relationship. And someone said, no, you got to meet her. So I met her, and I immediately thought, oh God, I'll never ask. I'm not religious. I said, oh God, I'll never ask for anything again. Please make it be her. Please. Oh my God. She wasn't sure in the beginning, but I won her over with charm.
And that was almost 25 years later. Right? 25 this year? 25 this year. Okay. Yeah. Hey, David says, loved your recent Merlian interview.
Thank you. That was a fun interview. Steve Rothery is a nice guy.
Colin sounds amazing on the Alan Parsons Project stuff, as you already know, John.
He does, yeah.
Pookie says, Rainbow Rising, Black Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, elements of prog.
Mm-hmm.
DM says, I'm having a lot of nostalgia for the 70s.
I think that's normal going with what we've gone through for the last 2 years. I think that you go to your things that center us. I think it's interesting. When I'm in the car, thanks, DM. Appreciate that.
It's just me that obsesses over is it just me? Thanks, DM. That's
sweet of you. I'm getting old. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
I'm not quite sure how to pick you up from there.
I should do my videos like this.
Going back here, John, do you have any favorite instrumental artists?
You know what? Believe it or not, I was a big Herb Alpert fan. Really liked Herb Alpert, but I like New Age music an awful lot. So, and that's not in the vein I know you're talking about necessarily. But I used to program New Age music in '86 when I was I'm talking about breakups. In '86, when I went through my divorce, I was given this show from a beautiful music station, Elevator Music, which, by the way, I love. I've always had a love for, 101 strings doing Ty Yellow Ribbon around the old oak tree. But the audience, they found the demographic in Edmonton, where I was starting to be a programmer, was literally dying at that station. So they knew they had to do something else. And New Age music with the Windham Hill, Higher Octave, Narada, all those labels were starting to gain ground. And the wave in LA had started, I think. so we did a show called Nightlight, which was 42 hours a week playing, and things like Pat Metheny and a little bit of ECM as well. Because that Windham Hill thing, I don't know if it would have been as good without the ECM label. But anyway, we did it. It saved my life. I'd get hundreds of calls every night in playing light rock or rock. I'd never gotten those kind of, and it just lit me up. It just saved my life. And all of a sudden, I started getting a following. At one point, I had better ratings than the morning show. It was unheard of. Papers were doing articles on me. It was, I got just so needed this to happen to my life that, like I said, it saved my life. So it went, like Michael Hedges, Shadowfax, Philip Alberg was my favorite piano player. I loved all those guys. But I know you're not asking for that. Pat Metheny, by the way, who's not always instrumental because he has vocalists on his. Nando Loria, I love so much. Nando Loria, I just love more than, and he's a vocal Brazilian artist, but he's wonderful. I just love him.
I'm going to backtrack here. Gennaro, another Montreal group in the 60s was called The Haunted. Have you ever heard of them?
No. I'm from Montreal, and I lived in Montreal in the 60s. I was born in 60 and I left in 67, the year of Expo. We moved to New Brunswick.
Pookie says, happy silver anniversary soon, Shannon John. Thank you. Actually, a little bit of a tidbit, which is kind of interesting for us, is that our anniversary is actually in July, because we got married in July. But
we forget it every year.
But we first met in March of 1997.
March 18th.
So that, we always look at that as sort of the iconic, when we met. So...
Yeah, we lucked up. Not that we haven't had our problems, we certainly have, but we're very appreciative of our relationship, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't tell Shannon how important she is and how cute she is. How many times do I tell you you're cute every day?
A lot.
Yeah, every day, because I'm lucky to be in a situation where I'm in a relationship, and everyone has this in their own way in their relationships, where I'll look at her and I still go, oh my God, what the hell are you doing with me? It's getting verklempt in here.
Thank you. Hey, Swede says, John, why wasn't Triumph bigger in the USA?
Oh, I think it's they insinuated the guys. I never interviewed Gil. I've interviewed, of course, Rick Emmett quite a few times, and dog hair.
I know
and Mike Levine, but Mike had said that he says, we didn't play the payola game as much as maybe we other bands did. Oh my God!
Sorry, it's the dog.
Dog hair. He just got his haircut today, so it's freaking flying all over the place. So I think that's why I don't think the guys have a problem. I mean, I just interviewed. Our American friends will remember Sweet City Woman and Hit the Road Jack with Wolfman Jack, the Stampeders. Anyway, I just interviewed two of the members, and I asked them, I said, you had so many hits in Canada, what happened? And they went, we're okay with it. We've asked those questions to ourselves over and over again. I'm trying to get Rich Dotson, so I'll have all three Stampeders. I've got three guys from Klaatu. I almost call them the Klaatu. I'm tired tonight. And you ask yourself, why weren't you bigger? Why didn't... There's people on YouTube that do things like that. They were robbed, and I'm going, you can speculate all you want. And a lot of people who were doing that weren't even around then, or weren't involved in the industry, or really don't know.
I've got one from, DRMWVR. What do you think of artists from the past that continue to release new music, even though none of it gets played on the radio, and incredibly, these same artists won't play their new music live?
Classic rock, by the very nature of their format, they don't play new music, right? That's the thing. The classic rocks... I've worked in AC a lot the majority of the format that I've worked in radio has been adult contemporary. Adult contemporary, especially as you're getting to modern time, would never play, and even back then, they would never play a hit unless other stations, other groups, they'd have little time to breathe and become hits on other formats. CHR, Contemporary Hit Radio. Once it was a hit then there, they would grab onto. It was always tried, proven, safe, right? In classic rock, like I said, the very nature of classic rock is they play classic rock, not the stuff that the people release. We had the Rock History book radio station streaming, Shannon and I were hosting on there quite a few years ago now. We played new music. The new Van Halen we were playing, which was new at the time. We never got a lot of requests for it, hardly ever. So that's why. Remember, these artists are selling these CDs at their concerts too. They're selling them online. They're selling autographs. They are making money on that. I mean, I know Roger Daltrey says we don't really make money on that. Maybe it's small potatoes for them, but a lot of artists releasing new music, they're doing okay. They have different versions of it. Even the new Marillion album, there's so many different versions of it, like the deluxe edition, and yeah. So they're making money. I'm sure Marillion's doing okay with their new album, which I think is released tomorrow. Because we made a mistake by saying it was out now, and someone said, John, what the hell?
Bachmann Turner Overdrive was really did well, and they don't get recognized how big they really were, I believe.
Yeah, that person's cadence is a little different than the way you talk.
Yes,
that's why.
right, yeah.
Yeah, because I read it over and going, you're reading it right.
Okay.
Greg, that's okay. I don't know. Again, there's been so many people going on there. It's on YouTube saying, "Oh, these bands, like I said a while ago, are being robbed, and why? How could that be?" I'm going, I don't know, management, bad. God, that dog hair.
Sorry.
Because he just got, when he gets a haircut, it's flying all over the place. Streetheart, good band. I thought they'd be bigger in the U.S. Kenny Shields had a different type of voice. I liked it, but some of my friends didn't like his voice. May he rest in peace. But I thought they should have been bigger. I thought they were a great band. Really, really good band. They're still going strong. Well, they're still going with the new lead singer. He's not bad. He doesn't sound like Kenny, which is probably a good idea.
Jeff says, "Hey everyone, smash that like button." Hi, John and Shannon.
Oh yeah, what's that Jesus guy, that lawyer? He's always going after Meghan Markle. I find his videos. He looks at body language. Anybody know him? Is Jesus something? He always says his name really, really fast. Anyway, he said when he was doing a live feed, please press like if you can. So if anyone hasn't, because for the algorithms, Chase knows more about this than I do. It makes a big difference with people watching it if you press the like button. So if you can do that, I appreciate it. That'd be really nice. And it makes a difference for YouTube. I don't say it enough on my videos. Barely ever say it.
You don't.
What the heck's wrong with me, man?
Well, you say subscribe to our channel quite a bit.
Yeah. Someone was telling me the other day, how come you say it the exact same way every time? And I'm going, you know what? That's a good point. Good point. I should mix it up a little bit. Don't say it the same way because people don't hear it. And that's a rule I know in radio. You can't say it the same way. So where are we at? You want to...
Oh, I'm just talking here. There are so many good bands around that don't get attention.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still have in that band I was listening to last week. Completely forgot about them. And I was going to mention them a few days ago. I went, oh yeah, I got to find out what the name of that band is so I can mention it that I really liked. I grew up in Dallas and BTO was really played in the mid-'70s on the radio stations. They did. They were really, really big. I'm surprised that the new one for Let It Ride, we have a new video for Let It Ride, where Randy talks about that song. And, I mean, it's gotten like, oh, thanks, DM. I did not know. I did not ask him about the Beyond Borders collaboration. I'm going to talk to Andy Curran, who's doing the new Envy of None project with Alex Lifeson, if they're going to do interviews when the album's released. I think it's released in April. They just released a new single today. So, yeah. Oh, Indian Reservation, Paul Revere. Yeah, that was quite a song. Oh, you guys are talking to each other then. Okay.
Yeah, so
speak amongst yourselves.
That's right.
That's okay.
That's what we like to see. I know as I'm
kind
of going through and reading, I'm going, oh, they're kind of talking amongst themselves. So that's good. We like that.
Look, I was just noticing that people going, oh, why do you dye? I don't dye my hair. Look how much gray's in there. Look at. But I'm lucky that it's this. This is my natural hair, and I wouldn't mind saying it if I dyed it. Somebody gave me hell once. Stop dyeing your hair. I'm going. I'm not dyeing my hair, but I'm planning on dyeing this again because I don't know. I just soon people are going to come up to Shannon and say, "Oh, it's nice you brought your
gray
dad."
looks very distinguished. I think it looks great on you. But if you want to put some little more color into it, you're welcome.
A little more. Oh, what are we going to watch on Netflix? What's the name of the show?
Pieces of her. Pieces of her.
Is it Pieces of Her? It just came out today. Oh, that looks good.
A showstar for Rob. John, take a drink if you get 50 likes. Oh, that's funny. Hey, Mike. Hey, Hike with Mike. Hey, hi.
Hey, welcome. Always nice to see familiar faces and new faces. Yes, please press like. Let's see if it makes a difference.
Fraser says, John, what was your feeling on Toto between the seventh one and Kingdom of Desire? I went to see Toto and the Kingdom of Desire tour, hoping to see my fave drummer Jeff Porcaro, only to find he had passed.
Yeah, see, back then we didn't have the internet. Not everyone found out that. Hi. Not everyone knew that had happened. And I'm always reminding musicians. I'm going, I didn't know that you guys had an album. Remember when you used to go to a record store? And you'd look at the wall and you go, oh my God. So, I felt that way with Rock of the Westies by Elton John. I remember looking up and going, Elton John's got a new album? Captain Fantastic came out not that long ago. But I'm going, that's Elton John. That's what he did in the 70s. Sometimes he released an album every 6 months.
Spacey says, hey, John, shave the facial hair and you'll look 20 years younger.
No, one of the reasons I have this is because I have a small, not a great, I don't think I have a good chin. I have a dimpled chin. Devil within, dimpled chin. What the?
Oh, John.
I like it elongates my face a little bit. I kind of like that. You don't want to be at my age. You try to look the best you can. And again, I know it's a matter of time before we go into a store and some guy is going to say to Shannon, "Oh, look, you brought your dad. That's sweet.
No,
that's so nice." Does he want Does Dad want a lollipop?
Ship Penman says, I'm seeing Bob Dylan in 17 days with my son.
Hey!
Nice.
Good for you.
Cool.
That is a cool thing to do with your son. Good for you.
Ship Penman said, I found a copy of a Buckingham Nicks vinyl in Junk Store today. Junk Store today.
How much you pay for it? Just kind of curious. Oh, there's her daughter. See? Yeah.
Oh, I'll be back in a minute.
Think Shannon likes the facial hair.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. You want to close the door behind you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Come on, I'll take my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. If she's having a bad time, I can.
No, understandable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me just move the microphone. Oh, that's, our life is interesting because we left the TV on before we came down. We left the TV on if you press the home button, you see on our Sony TV, it says like all the apps you can go into, whether it's Amazon Prime or Disney or Apple. And we subscribe to all those. And of course, Netflix. And I pressed it on Netflix, just to give you an indication of our daughter. And it was on the movie that the series we just talked about. And she has such bad OCD that she wanted to press it on because if there's a button that says do this or do that, she has to close the file by pressing it on. And I bet you that's what's going on. We had to turn off the TV and then she wanted to turn the TV back on so she could press the button. That's the kind of OCD we deal with. And let me get to some of you. I don't know why this thing is so dark. Okay. This is from, Gennaro. What does it take for an artist who has recording contracts, but for some reason the program director has never heard of it at all? I'm not sure what your question is. I'm not sure a program director is the person at a radio station that basically is in charge, because I've been a program director, I think. Oh, look, program director. I was program director of this station, The Breeze, and program director of California 103, Cal 103, which is now called, I forget what they're called now. Jeez. I can't believe I don't remember. After I left. It's been quite a few years, though, since I barely ever listen to radio anymore, even though I'm on the radio, but I'm on the radio on the other side of the country, which is Vancouver. So the program director is in charge in radio of everything that comes out of the box, everything that comes out of the speaker. The program director in radio is in charge of that, in charge of all the announcers, in charge of the music, in charge of contacting the traffic department, making sure the traffic department and the music logs are segged together and nothing happens unless that happens. Charge of a promotions director, making sure that they have the promotions the right way. Everything, hires and fires, the on-air staff does everything. I've had to do both. So a program director has nothing to do with the recording contract of an artist because that's a whole other company. So I think so that's two different things you're asking there. Oh my God, you can't see it, but I have so much hair up from the dog. Dr. Insomnia, don't be afraid. You got nothing to lose, and you're at a penny arcade, the haunted. Norm says, why didn't Sweetheart make it? You mean Streetheart? I don't know. They weren't an A-list. They did do the big Coliseums here, but they weren't a top tier band as much as April Wine was. And April Wine just had a few hits. Roller, You Could Have Been a Lady, Just Between You and Me. There's a few others in there. And April Wine is, as far as hit singles, had more hit singles than a lot of other Canadian bands. But they only had a few in the U.S. They toured in the U.S. And they're my favorite Canadian band. So who knows, right? Chemo, so far so good. Confident your friends in Europe are grateful for your support. Let's see. Okay, I answered that one. I've answered that one. Oh, RJ, I saw the Stampeders in Portland, Maine, 74-ish, along with Brownsville Station, smoking in the boys' room. DM Corporate Rock won't play anything but the top hits. So tiring to hear that. I think that some of the stations on XM satellite play a lot of deep tracks. Is one station that does really well. Yeah, deep tracks. Thank you, David. You read my mind. Appreciate that. Okay. I'm just reading this stuff up. Unlike Shannon, see, Shannon's a better reader than I am. Even though I've been in radio 38 years, I tend to ad-lib a lot more. What I'll do when I'm doing my show, because it's voice tracked, so I get a chance to read, I'll read, for instance, the new promotion we have going on at the radio station. So I'll read it, and I know everyone's, sorry to hit the mic, I know everyone's kind of reading it the same way, and sometimes I do that too, because it's written that way, but I'll kind of put it down into point form, because if I try to read, reading commercials for me is very difficult, because it's not my words. So, but Shannon can go on here and read. Hi, Shanny.
Hey, hi.
Shannon, I'm just talking about your reading skills. Shannon can read first hand really, really well. I'm not trained that way because I'm lazy, and so that's why when I read someone else's stuff, I sound like I just got into grade 3 because I'm taking the ad lib. Right?
Whereabouts are you? So I can kind of.
I think you're
past all there.
Zon's first record was pretty proggy. Kimo, you're right. Astral Projector, yeah, it was very proggy. Back Down to Earth, the follow-up, and I forget something about the boys. What the third one? I didn't like those nearly as much, but they were, yeah, like the keyboard doodly 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 doodly. You know?
Carrie says, "Hey, hi, John."
Hi.
Spacey says, "Happy birthday to Chris Squire. The fish would have been 72 today."
Yeah, I saw him all over Facebook today. Big man.
And Showstopper Rob says, "And how about Uriah Heep?"
Uriah Heep was a band that I got into, for me, quite late. At the Best of Uriah Heep Volume 2, I think I mentioned that before. I bought it at a used record store at someone or from a friend. And I remember going, wow, they have a really old rock sound, you know.
Groovy Susie says, "Great love story, gorgeous dog, love the song, working for the weekend, Loverboy greetings from Norway." Hey, hi.
I just reached out to them yesterday to Mike Reno to hopefully get another interview. I did one, but it was live on air. Paul Dean wasn't there, and Mike Reno was just great. He graduated at her high school. Mike Renowski is his real name.
Darren says, hello, John and Shannon. I hope Chase forms a band and names it Holy Snappin' Turtles. Preamp says, John, 1 year in Elton's career, he's had 4 albums in the charts at one time.
Yeah. When he was releasing there was Empty Sky was released in North America in the mid '70s. That was his official first album. He had the Elton John album, Tumbleweed Connection. He did Friends in that era as well. Madman Across the Water, 11-17-70. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only a Piano Player. Honky Cat, before that. Honky Chateau, rather. It was nuts. Going from Madman to Honky Chateau, you saw Honky Chateau was the Elton John we got to know. Album tracks like Hercules. My God, if you don't know Hercules, it sounded like a hit. And then I say this all the time, Madman, Don't Shoot Me. Every song on that album sounded like a hit single to me, even though it's not my favorite album. But crazy. And then Goodbye Yellow Brick Road after that. Man, crazy.
Jordan says, happy holidays now to everyone. Greg says, Billy Thorpe, Children of the Sun was proggy, I thought. And which of the viewers, Showstopper Rob, which of the viewers hasn't liked the stream yet? So, press that like button.
Yeah, there it is right there. I just see it. Yeah. Thank you for, please, just let's see if we can get some more likes, because I'm curious if this feed will do better, if YouTube will share it, if more people press like, because like I said, that gentleman who's a body language guy he's always after Meghan Markle, like I think way too much. He focuses on her way too much. I'm not a big fan of hers either, but man, we just got another one. What the heck?
And Neil says, what happened to Murray McLaughlin?
He's still around. I interviewed him a couple of years ago. Because he did a radio show for a while, he had like the headphones on and a microphone, and he was mic'd so incredibly well. He is a musician. You'd think more musicians would be mic'd well. And we had a great interview. It's on Rock History Canada. Only one clip came on this channel where we talk about Child's Song, a song about leaving home, which actually made me cry when I was a kid. A lot of songs made me cry. What the heck, eh?
A little softy.
A little softy.
Darren says, hey, John and Shannon, did the Don Henley concert review I sent you along with the other ones you mentioned?
What?
I sent you, yeah, so did you see the Don Henley concert review I sent you along with the other?
Who
that
asked
was Darren.
When did you send that?
Darren Mikolowski. I don't believe, have you received that?
I don't know if I got that. I don't remember getting it, or how long ago was it? Maybe I got it, forgot about it. And no disrespect. People send me stuff every day.
Tons.
Like crazy amounts of stuff. But I try to get to everything.
Neil says, whatever happened to Diana Krall and Elvis Costello?
I think they have a huge house in Nanaimo, because she's from there on Vancouver Island. I think they're still together. Did you hear anything different? They're an odd couple, but I think anyone who gets with Elvis Costello, he's just such a different type of gentleman. I mean, he really is. And I always thought I'd interview her when I was doing jazz radio, but never got a chance to. Never.
Kimmo says the Tubes have had such a hit and miss career. They had a brief moment in the sun in the early 80s, but overall they kept missing the brass ring.
Well, the completion backwards principle was their big thing, right? And I forget the one, what's the album, I forget the one after that. The one after that I like just as much. Those two albums I thought were great. And I mean, the White Punk Sun, I'm not going to say the word because I'll get demonetized. YouTube's like that. So, we got 53 likes.
Darren says a couple weeks ago he sent it to you on Facebook Messenger, so please go and check.
Okay. Did you send it to me? I have to ask. Did you send it to me on, are we Facebook friends, or did you send it to me John Beaudin Broadcaster or Rock History Music? Just so that I know. It'll help me to track it down.
Showstopper Rob says, John, you got 52 likes now. Take a beer. Haha.
I do have a bud waiting for me when I'm finished. A nice cold bud. Shannon drinks a bottle of wine a year, one, if that.
If I'm not throwing it out because it's probably expired for sitting so many months in
That's
the
why she looks like that. I
in
look
the
like a boot.
fridge.
There
That
you
you don't, but I'm not much of a drinker for sure.
go.
I think you're pretty much.
Pookie says 54. Who's 54?
I sent to your John Beaudin broadcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, Darren. Yes, 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 of course. Yeah, I know you, Darren, of course. Yeah, I'll check it out.
I think we're all caught up.
I think sometimes when people, or we're just going to wind it down now. I think when people send me stuff, there's certain things I won't open if it's an attachment, because of the fact they go after me a lot, because they're always trying to hack me, and anyone in YouTube who has a certain amount of follower. I mean, listen, at the end of this week, possibly the end of this week coming up, or the beginning of the following week, we'll be at 90,000 subscribers, which
Yay!
thank you very much. And before the summer, we should hit 100,000 and get our little plaque. We'll put it right there. I think we're going to put it right there. But don't count the chickens. We don't want to do that. Never know, might not happen.
Surfer Boy says, yes, we know about Shannon's drinking problem.
Pressy says Uriah Heep hired Nigel Olsen, to be their drummer, and went on tour. They came back from the tour Elton John called Nigel, and Nigel ghosted Uriah Heep.
Fraser J says, John, I'm 47 and you could be my brother.
Oh, yeah, well, as there's certain days, I wake up, and I don't know what that band is on, where your knee bends. There's a band there. It's called something. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I'll have pains in there, and I'll go, what is it? And Shannon will go, we got a weather change coming up. You're in amazing shape.
And as we get older, this is what comes with it, right? Get aches and pains in places you never knew.
He says JPEG images. Thank you, Darren. That helps an awful lot. Oh, right. I remember you sent me the Iggy. Yes. You subscribe to, what's it, news.com. Yes, of course. Thank you for that.
Just need a little bit of reminding.
Oh, I get so much stuff. But yes, I'll go into it. I remember you sent me that. Was very kind. And then remember, he sent me that, and I said, that's me on the bottom of the page. That's an article on acting. What are the chances? That's an article on me on the bottom of the page. And when I was doing New Age music, they did a really nice piece on the show, which was taking off. And they were coming up to me. We weren't saying, hey, do publicity on us. They came up to us. I'll say it again. That show saved my freaking life. I've got a lot of Windham Hill still over there. I've got 35 DAT 2-hour tapes filled with New Age music that I used to program. And it was called Nightlight. Nightlight with John Beaudin.
Okay, so Gennaro, I'll tell you what. He says, if you forget about Lucy Thomas, do not worry. I still love your show. You know what? When we get off here, we're going to go look up Lucy and see what she's all about.
She won't forget the name. Now that it's programmed in her brain, she'll never forget. Shannon's, I was telling them a while ago about Danica, we had it on Netflix, and it said play, don't play. I was explaining to them while you were upstairs that she has to close the file. She can't have, would you want to keep this recording? Do you want to erase it? She has to press one, and it's up to her. If no one's watching, she'll erase her show mine. But if it's asking that, chances are you've been to the end of the show anyway, right? So.
DJ H Record Hound. Well, I've been great. It's been great sorting 45s while you're on.
Really?
Cool.
What kind of stuff do you have?
Oh my gosh!
What kind of 45s you?
We didn't keep any 40.
The only one I have is, do you mind going to get it? Because I can't get by you. It's on my turntable. The Elton John 45.
Okay, let me see.
With the Elton John band, you'll see it.
Okay.
It's got a complete wrapper on it, so you can't see the 45. Okay. I'll show you the only 45 I kept. And I can't get by her here because Thanks, Shan. This is the only 45 of all the 45s that I kept.
Did you put John D on it?
I did. I put that.
Put your name on it?
Because this is the way Elton John used to write his name. Remember on Rock of the Westies, he wrote his name like that. And ever since then, I've written my name John like Elton John writes it. Right? So there you go. I've got the Philadelphia Freedom 45. And I've kept it. This is the actual 45 that I've had all these years. There you go. Oh, and I saw her standing there, of course, with John Lennon. Philadelphia Freedom. It's my favorite, still my favorite Elton John.
Whoa, JH Record House says there's around 3,000 or more. That's a lot of
Wow.
45s.
Yeah, I didn't keep them because of the fact that I found 45s kind of difficult. Because it's a one song. One song. It's the epitome of the
But back in the day, if it was a good song, you'd play that baby over and over again.
Yeah. So there, of course, as you guys, this was the picture from the inside. Even though Philadelphia Freedom wasn't on Captain Fantastic, this is the picture of the Elton John band inside. There's Davy Johnstone, Ray Cooper, Nigel Olsson, and Dee Marie, who we lost a few years ago, and of course Elton. So big Elton John fan. I wish our Elton John videos did better. I don't know why they don't. I don't know. I would hope if we ever had Elton John on here, they would do really well, but you never know. I asked Ray, who introduced Elton to Bernie. I said, Ray, is there any way you can help me get Elton John? He says, well, let me call you next week. So
Terry Simpson, any chance you could interview Garfield, an awesome unsung Canadian singer-songwriter hero?
Old-time movies.
Should have won Junos. The LP Reason to Be is a masterpiece. Love your podcast.
Thank you very much. I've got 3. I won't ask you to get those, mainly because I had Garfield on my wall. The logo, that beautiful logo that he had like this. I had that on my wall that I presented in. Oh, did you write her name? Oh, okay. In New Brunswick when I was growing up with all the logos on there. So I have his 3 first albums, and they're mint condition. But I remember Old Time Movies. That first album, there was nothing bad on that first album. I know, I haven't heard it in years, but I've got it. There you go. I love CanCon. I love Canadian music. So we're gonna wrap it up. But
We are.
Are you looking her up?
I am.
She's Lucy Thomas, right?
I am.
What's she look like? Just kind of curious. I say that because I might recognize her. And I don't. No. How old is she?
I think she's like 18 or 19.
Oh, okay. Is she huge? If she's huge, if she's not huge, we might be able to get her on the show. We have a channel that we finally got back to this week called My Chill, which is just chilling music. It used to be a horror movie channel because I love horror movies. And then one day I realized that's a genre that's being covered by way more qualified people than I am. So I said, chill. Remember Netflix and chill? I thought, I own that URL. Let's just do something different with it. So we interview singer-songwriters, new musicians. Brian says Elton John is the best. Get John, what?
Oh, they're talking about beer.
Oh,
Time to go
5.
for your beer.
Oh, yeah, it's time for... Okay, how many likes do we get? Oh, I only got 56, but we'll take it.
We'll take it. Thanks,
We'll take
everyone,
it.
for your contribution.
Thank you. And every week we come on here. And Shannon, her mother was asking her tonight, Shannon, do you ever get nervous before you go on? And Shannon said, nope.
Nope, not at all.
No, you
I enjoy it. It's fun.
yeah, it's live.
And it's always nice to connect with everyone.
Yeah. But thanks for hanging out with us. We always appreciate that. And please take care of yourself, guys, okay? Oh, where's my cute little pen? My daughter's obsessed with these little computer pens. So this is what we do. But anyway.
Thanks, everyone.
Love you guys.
Yeah, catch you next week.
Yep, see ya.
Bye.
Beer time, I guess. It doesn't work. It won't let me do it. There you go. See you.